In my previous video, I have covered on short run costs. In this video, I will cover on long run costs. Now, long run is composed of large number of short run costs. So, in long run, we have short run 1 and corresponding average cost 1, and we have short run 2 and corresponding average cost 2, and so on. So what we do is we draw a curve touching the minimum points of all the short run average cost curves, and this curve is nothing but long run average cost curve. Long run average cost curve is also called as planning curve because the firm plans to produce at its minimum long run average cost. It is also known as envelope curve because it envelopes all the short run average cost curves. Now the question is, why is long run average cost curve U-shaped? Long run average cost curve is U-shaped because of laws of returns to scale. Initially, there are increasing returns to scale. We have seen in the video on isochronous. There are economies of scale which are higher initially. So we get increasing returns to scale, and when there are increasing returns to scale, the costs will be declining, and therefore we have the falling long run average cost curve. Afterwards, there are constant returns to scale. So our long run average cost curve does not rise, but it remains in between, and then we have decreasing returns to scale in the third stage because diseconomies are more than the economies, and therefore the costs will start rising. Now, what are economies of scale? Economies of scale are the advantages and benefits the firm enjoys when it becomes larger, and this will reduce long run average cost. These economies are marketing economies, financial economies, labor economies, technical economies, and so on. Like a firm may market its goods better, a bigger firm may have the global marketing strategy, the costs will be less. A bigger firm can easily get finances from the financial institutions and also from the market. It is easy to get the labor, also the skilled labor. And technical economies, it can use more automated technology, and it gets managerial economies also. When firm expands further, it gets disadvantages, and these disadvantages are diseconomies of scale. These are the problems faced by a firm as it gets larger and larger. So long run average cost will start rising. Actually, the production will start falling, and the long average production will start falling, and long run average cost will start rising. This is because of mismanagement, competition, labor diseconomies. Economies of scale are of two types, internal and external. Internal economies are those economies which come only to that particular firm which is expanding, while external economies accrue to all the firms in the industry. If the industry gets localized in one particular place, it gets certain advantages. These advantages are external economies. So in internal economies, we have already seen there are labor economies, managerial economies, marketing economies, and so on. So if a firm is expanding, it gets all these advantages. When one particular industry is expanding at one particular place, then it gets the external economies. These economies are the advantages available to all the firms. Like IT sector in Hyderabad has developed in high tech city. Same way, diamond polishing industry is developed in Surat. Now, all these firms or the companies will get certain advantages like economies of government action. Government will take certain adopt certain policies for the development of this industry or to solve their problems, so all the firms will get benefit. Economies of concentration, they are concentrated and they get certain benefits. Economies of information, they can easily share information. And the last are marketing, like that particular place gets famous for that and they get the economies of marketing. Like they can, like Swiss watches, everybody knows the watches from Switzerland are famous, and the marketing will not be difficult. As the firm develops, again there are diseconomies of scale, both internal and external. Internal diseconomies are labor diseconomies. There may be shortage of labor. In external also we may find the shortage of raw material or shortage of labor, management problem, the wage differentials, wages will start rising in that particular particular place. Then there will be technical difficulties in the internal economies as the firm expands too much of automation. And then there will be concentration problem. The firm gets localized in one particular place, the place will get, and then there will be concentration problem. And then we have the economies and diseconomies of scope. Economies and diseconomies of scale, you know, the firm, when the firm expands, it gets the economies and diseconomies of scale. Now, what are economies and diseconomies of scope? Economies of scope are the advantages the firm gets when it produces another variety of product or another product in the same company or same manufacturing unit. So it is producing product A as well as product B. So if it produces two products separately, the cost is higher than producing the two products jointly. So cost of producing A plus cost of producing B is greater than cost of producing A and B together. So like you say, you can take case of a company manufacturing refrigerators. So it is manufacturing bigger ones, but if it starts manufacturing the smaller ones also, then it can get the advantages because it has got the machinery, it has got the labor, and some of the materials which are not suitable for using in the bigger refrigerator can be used in the smaller one. So the cost of production will come down. But sometimes the cost may rise because the product may be inconsistent. Producing the two products may not be related at all, and the cost of production may rise. Like you start producing electronics and stationery items like pens, books in the same unit, so the cost of producing may be higher also. These are diseconomies of scope. So thank you for watching. If you have any doubts or any comments, please mention in the comment section.